Israel also says it's conducting operations in Lebanon. The fighting in total has killed at least 1,200 people in Iran, more than 200 in Lebanon, and 11 in Israel, according to officials in those countries. Of course, 6 U.S. troops have also died in a drone attack. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab is in Doha with more. Imtiaz, bring us up to speed. Where do things stand today?
Well, Adriana, as you can imagine, the situation remains extremely tense all across the Gulf. I'm here in Doha. You can see this glittering skyline behind me. Now, this is the seafront, or the Corniche, and normally at this time of day at sunset, it would be packed full of families enjoying Ramadan, breaking their fast together. And as you can see, it's very quiet. And it really just underscores just how tense the situation is. Although we have been hearing from Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian in that taped message, apologizing to Gulf countries for carrying out strikes over the past week. We've seen hundreds of missiles, hundreds of drone strikes, also saying that he would not strike these countries anymore so long as any attacks emanating from this region wouldn't hit Iran. But again, the situation here remains extremely tense as Gulf countries brace themselves for more. Adriana.
So as you just mentioned, Imtiaz, Iran's president is now vowing not to strike its neighbors unless a strike originates from there. I was following this reporting and your emails with analysis this morning. Actually, I was reading, Imtiaz, and you say this is signaling a new phase of the war.
Yeah, it is a potentially new phase of the war. It would seem that the Iranians are calibrating and recalibrating at the same time. On the one hand, they're in this very punishing war with the U.S. and Israel. What they don't want is a war with Arab countries, an Iran-Arab war. But still, we've heard just in the last few hours of strikes or rather Iranian strikes in Bahrain. We've also seen extraordinary image of an Iranian drone targeting Dubai's airport, one of the busiest airports in Dubai. And I just want to reflect again President Trump's Truth Social post this morning following that apology from the Iranian president. We have the president, or rather Mr. Trump, saying, and again, I'm quoting here, Iran is no longer the bully of the Middle East and is instead, his words, the loser of the Middle East, saying that that will be the case for many decades until they surrender or collapse. And again, that warning from President Trump saying that Iran will be hit very hard today. Adriana.
Imtiaz, what could that look like? Do we have any sense of what we could be hitting or targeting, or what that fallout could look like on the ground?
I mean, the images coming out of Tehran are pretty extraordinary. You just see Tehran, a city of 10 million people, being punished in an extraordinary way. We understand that huge numbers of Iran's military, intelligence, and government leadership has been killed and targeted in these strikes by the U.S. And Israel. But still, the regime remains standing. And frankly, Adriana, that is their ultimate goal here. They seem to be signaling that they are willing to withstand whatever's thrown their way, so long as they can keep their regime intact. Now, for President Trump, that seems to be a non-starter. He wants a number of concessions, including Iran, to say that it's not going to develop its nuclear program beyond minuscule amounts. He wants Iran to effectively suspend its ballistic missiles program. But I think most crucially is he wants to see a new Iranian leadership that is going to be sympathetic, or at the very least friendly, towards the United States, similar to what we saw happen in Venezuela. But it sounds like from the Iranian point of view, they're signaling that they are going to stand firm the way they are. But how long they can last under such an assault is frankly anybody's guess. Adriana.
And we're also thinking about all of the civilians in Iran who are there. A lot of people bracing for this ratcheting up.